So these are the pieces that I purchased from my local thrift store. A paper punch, this address book. I was hoping that the same design would be on the inside for the papers, and I was right. So I can use some of those. Different types of vintage paper clips. I love these. A vintage bridge set. On the inside I could use it for journaling. Definitely use the cover to create some tags or something. And then these cute little cards to use in my journaling. Some beautiful fabric. This was actually gifted to me by one of the ladies who works at the thrift store. I'm friends with them, so sometimes they lend me little treasures. I don't know if this is a feed sack. Let me know below. Beautiful fabric. These are also little fabric patches that were gifted to me. And a tablecloth. Believe it or not, I have an idea for using this tablecloth as like a background for my journal pages. And the best part is I can also reuse the packaging to make a pocket. So these were the treasures that I got from my local thrift shop. I needed to get some new little pieces and treasures to give me the inspiration to finally finish this journal. And we're gonna do it together. This is the journal that I'm going to be finally filling up. I'm pretty much finished with the entire journal. However, there's still a couple of pages that need to be filled in. I wanted to continue to decorate the pages of this journal, however I was stuck. And I want to inspire myself again in this book. I have this piece of vintage wallpaper that I think is going to look really sweet right there. Then you can just fold your paper, crease it, and then with your scissors cut along the creases. And I just glue it right on top of my envelope. And this way I still have my pocket. But now my envelope is decorated. And it turns a plain envelope into something a little bit more special. I don't like to cover up tea stain paper since you already went through the trouble of tea staining it. I don't like to cover it up. But I like to enhance it, and I have this little strip of fabric. I love using little snippets like this. A little strip of fabric, like fabric washi. And I think I want to add a little tuck spot on the envelope where I added the decoupage of the bird. So this page is pretty much finished. I just need to do the journaling. There's a lot of white, and I think I need to add some fabric. And I can then do some journaling and just attach it into that pocket as well. You can use glue for absolutely everything. This is a piece of a printable from my shop, a little journal card, and that can go right in there. I want to tip in this to create a full page, the packaging for the table runner or table cloth. And I know exactly what to use on the background, the tablecloth. And I'm just going to lay my fabric right on top. I think that looks beautiful. I love how everything on the floating pocket is essentially like vintage or a little bit retro. I love the colors, and it's funny how when you're not trying to make things match, just by playing around with things that you love, they end up matching and going so well together. I'm keeping these little paper pieces because you can use them as little tuck spots or tabs. Look at how darling, I love this. And I love the texture of it too. Look at how gorgeous this is. Just some vintage wallpaper, which we're also going to be having in the shop in a couple of weeks. Align it where I want it to be. And I wanted to keep some of that little ripped edge of the wallpaper. And that's how you can easily cover up your packaging. I like how it's retro and it's using actual old vintage pieces. So pretty. So now to turn it into a pocket, we're opening it up and we're going to just add glue right on the edges. So I think I'm going to add it on this page instead, as I think it matches the spread a lot more perfectly. Super easy to attach a pocket, a page to an existing journal. I really like how this fabric looks on top of the piano paper and my little Loki bear. Just going to cut a piece of this fabric off and just use it as decoration, just as you would a piece of washi tape. Well, I love this paper. This is from the Everyday Journal class. Just fold your paper and add glue on the bottom and on the top. It's probably the easiest way to make a hidden text spot, and in a matter of seconds you have not only one page, 2 pages, but also a tuck spot. I think I'm just going to use my fabric. This is such a happy fabric. Glue it right on top. Instantly, I'm already more cheerful when thinking about this journal. Just by adding a couple new papers, a couple new fabric pieces. You don't need that many materials, you don't need fancy tools, you don't need fancy things. You can just go to your thrift store and see what you find and use it in your journal pages. I have this box full of personal ephemera that I need to put into this journal. So I'm going to take my time and go through the pages, start writing inside of it, and then I'll be back to share what I ended up using in my journal to spruce it up, to fix it up, and to finally be finished.
The longer I've waited, the more that I've tried. All the years that I've wasted trying to find it. All that I go through for my peace of mind. Let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind. Early blue morning, when everything's cold, I see you running, all covered in gold. There's nothing else that eases my soul. I let it all go out the window. No smoke in my eyes. I can hear the wind chiming. It's always been you in the back of my mind.
I think I have finished most of these pages, if not the majority of them, pre-decorating them, just simply by using things such as little cards from the thrift store and pieces that have been forgotten from my travels and adventures. I have brought this little journal back to life, and now I'm excited to go in and start journaling again on those forgotten pages, just by adding new papers and new fabrics. It's crazy how just by changing up the colors and using different materials such as a bridge cover from the thrift store and a tablecloth, I am inspired to use this journal once again. And now it's ready to be filled in with your thoughts, with your memories, with your photos, or just with images that you really enjoy.